He hit the ground at 29 miles an hour. That is well above our benchmark of 100 Gs, which is survivable.
So Buster died with that parachute.
And for Buster's final flight, it's time to put Carrie's 6 sheets to the wind.
Look, I like my design, but honestly, I wish I'd thought of Carrie's design. I mean, look at it. It looks like a real modern-day parachute.
Come on, criminal.
It's got a huge amount of surface area, and it's got a vent at the top to direct the air through, so it's going to have great stability. I think this one has a really good chance of saving Buster.
This is curtain parachute in 3, 2, 1.
There you go.
He had a little deployment issue.
Yeah.
Carrie's late deploying chute did decelerate Buster, but he still hit the ground at 160 Gs, well above the lethal limit.
Okay, this is not looking good for the myth. I mean, we looked at the data for all the drops. There's not one survivable fall. We have to start from scratch.
Well, maybe we try different fabrics and pick out the best parts of each of our designs.
All right, well, let's go back to the shop and see if we can figure out how to make a parachute that actually works.
YouTube says yes. The Mythbusters say maybe. But can a motorbike really skate the surface of a lake?
I think I might have beat Jamie. Maybe not.
Well, it's time for this myth to surf up or ship out.
Ever since we first started talking about doing this story, we knew, of course, we'd finish on a lake. And we had a very specific list of attributes we considered critical for this lake to have in order for us to have any chance of success. Number 1, the lake needed to be smooth and calm. 2, we needed the land to water transition to be incredibly gentle. And 3, we needed that transition between land and water to be not too muddy. And amazingly, we found everything we need in this lake in Ione, California. And in a few minutes, what looks like a lake may end up, in fact, being a motocross course.
But before Jamie trips the Lake Fantastic, they first need a rider with some serious grunt and some serious stunt expertise.
Meet Eric McCrummen. What do you think, Eric? Are you up for it?
Sure.
Eric is the designated driver, but there's one last thing to clarify.
I am currently standing in the path our motorcyclist is going to take across the water, and it is 38 inches deep in the middle. If that motorcycle makes it across, it rode on the water. That's official.
Yep, it'll be official, but only if it works, which means it's time for the rubber to meet the reservoir.
Well, he's all set. He's 375 feet away. You want to wave him in?
Let's launch the beast.
It's now or never.
Okay.
Here he comes. Whoa! Ah, that worked!
He totally stayed on top of the water.
That was beautiful. He like parted it like a little Red Sea. That was amazing.
Amazing is right. Remember, the lake is over 3 feet deep, yet instead of sinking, Eric sailed 50 feet at 60 miles per hour. But now, Adam and Jamie want more.
You feel like you could go a little longer?
I think so.
Excellent. I have to say I'm pretty pleased about this so far. Eric successfully just crossed 50 feet of open water. Not fake water with land underneath. Deep, open water, 50 feet on a motorcycle. So now we're going to cross 100 feet. He's going to go for a 100-foot length of water, and we're just going to see how far we can get.
Yep, they're doubling down on the dirt bike. But will Eric make it to the other side this time?
I'm excited, 100 feet.
It's time to put our money where our mouth is.
Let's do it.
The pressure is on as Eric revs the bike. Gets it up to 60 miles per hour. And
wow, yeah!
leaves the lake in his wake.
He was on top of the water.
He was actually, I saw him do this on top of the water. That was beautiful.
It's clear from what we're seeing when this bike goes across the water It's riding on the water because we can see the wheel is bouncing. It's just like it was when we were on the speedboat doing our bench test. That means that it's hitting the water and rebounding off of it. It means that we're riding on water.
And that means this myth is well and truly confirmed. But it's not the end of the road yet.
Dude, I believe we have proven that you can ride a motorcycle across the water.
I think we have. But you know, I have a question.
What's that?
Is what is happening there actually due to his momentum, like skipping a stone across water, or is a bike this powerful capable of actually going out like a watercraft and continuing to power its way across the top of the water?
That is a good question.
I want to try it.
Okay.
Pulling the cords on peculiar parachutes is not new. But could you source a successful shoot from your hotel room? After a free-fall, free-for-all? Maybe not.
Buster did not survive any of these drops.
So now they want to know if anything in a hotel room could let you down safely.
Since our do-it-yourself parachutes didn't quite give us the results we wanted, we've come back to the shop to do some small-scale experiments. We're going to test every fabric you might find in a hotel room. I'm going to make small parachutes, put them on top of a big industrial fan, blow it upwards, and see which parachute is actually going to yield the best results.
Now, our benchmark for this test will be real parachute material. In the end, what we're looking for is some material that best matches a parachute's loft and weight. Oh yeah, and something that can also be found in a hotel room.
Now, instead of having our parachute falling down, we're going to have it stationary and have the fan blow air up into the chute, acting as if the parachuter were falling. And then we're going to find out which material has the best wind resistance so we can see which material makes the best parachute.
Yep, it's all about the fabric with the most air resistance, or loft. So with a force meter attached, they fire up the fan for the control. The real parachute.
Hey! All right, it looks good and stable.
1.79 for the control.
So that's our ideal performance.
1.79 is the lift to beat, and the first makeshift chute is the shower curtain.
We're at 1.86. This has better wind resistance than the parachute material.
Then they try the blackout curtain.
2.0.
2 pounds, that is our best performer so far.
And finally, the remaining swatches.
Okay, we've settled at 1.37 for the polyester drape. All right, 1.67 for the cotton sheet. Next.
Okay, looks like we got 1.65.
Canvas curtain, pretty good as a parachute.
That's 5 pocket parachutes and 5 impressive lift results. But that's not all they're looking for.
We have a winner, the blackout curtain. It was the most air resistant and gave us 2 pounds of pulling force. However, the problem here is it's heavy. So what I need to do is weigh each of these parachute materials and see which one is the lightest and has similar air resistance to our parachute material. Ripstop nylon, 2.5 ounces. Shower curtain, 3.55 ounces. Polyester drape, 9.9 ounces. Cotton sheet, 3.65 ounces. Blackout curtain, 8.35 ounces. Canvas, 7.95 ounces. So it turns out the winner is shower curtain. This is what we're going to build our final parachute out of.
So while the blackout curtain had the most air resistance, the shower curtain was lighter. And that, coupled with its lift, makes it the best material for full scale.
So we've chosen shower curtain as our final material for our parachute. And now that means we have to scale up. Here's how it goes. Gravity over rho, 9.8 meters per second squared. There is 2 times the square root of a diameter equivalent to 17.4 feet. Now you could never get that much shower curtain out of one room, but if you had a whole floor, now you're talking.
With a diameter of 17.4 feet, their shower curtain chute is going to be giant. So they've opted for the classic dome design. But making a hemisphere out of square curtains means they need a plan.